If you are part of the 95% of our audience that is not subscribed, please consider doing so. Thank you.
Before we get into content, I'd like to take a second to say to all of our listeners and viewers, we really appreciate the effort that you folks put into watching our content lately. We are having a giveaway. Once this channel gets monetized, we're going to give the first $500 that we earn back to the subscribers. 5 subscribers are going to each earn $100 each. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like this video. The sooner we get to that monetization, the sooner we can give that away. Last week, we put a video out saying, basically making a bold claim that the Utah Jazz are going to make the playoffs this year. In the comments, we did get a lot of back and forth on that, which, by the way, guys, really appreciate it. Keep that up. It was really fun discourse going back and forth with everybody in the comments, and there's a lot of great comments about that. I like the fact that, you know, we could get a really good draft pick if they fall out of the playoffs, and, you know, people saying, well, did the Jazz really care about another draft pick at this point? So there's a lot of intelligent back and forth like takes on the Jazz season this year.
You guys are smart. It's fun to listen to. It's fun to watch and read and comment back and forth with you guys. So
well, so we want to definitely bring our facts to the fight as well. That's how we're going to do this. So on this episode, what we're going to do is we're going to say, okay, we made that claim last week. Let's go ahead and back it up today. So the point of this conversation, when we're going to talk about the Jazz, is in order for them to make the playoffs, there's got to be 4 teams that they're better than that are currently in the Western Conference that are potentially ahead of them that could make the playoffs. What we're going to do right now is take 4 teams in the West that we believe they're better than. I don't know if you have the Spurs, Blazers, or Rockets in yours at all.
I have Spurs, Blazers, and Rockets.
Okay, so I don't know if you have a whole lot of notes on those guys, but they were already power ranked below us in the first place.
Correct.
So we don't need to spend a whole lot of time on those 3.
Yeah, the Spurs absolutely power ranked below us. You know what I mean? All they did was draft Victor Wembanyama. That's the only like real change to their roster that has any relevance. And I mean, their roster consists of Keldon Johnson, who averaged 22 points. You know, they've got a Devontae Graham. There's a ton of cohesion that needs to happen with that team before they're ready to actually compete for anything. So Spurs, we're on the same page.
Yep.
Trailblazers,
like a Damian Lillard trade or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, Trailblazers are kind of in the same boat. Obviously, Damian Lillard's requested out. They draft Scoot Henderson, who looks like he's going to be a superstar. He had a great summer league performance. But I mean, those guys went 33 and 49 last year. They're not going to get anywhere near that this year.
Right.
With Dame, yeah. So, and they're not going to have Dame in the next season. And there's a lot of questions regarding what the packages look like coming back to Portland, and that's going to play a lot into how they do this season. But let's just assume the Dame's going to leave for almost nothing because he's going to pick where he ends up, whether he actually gets to or not. Obviously, the Trailblazers are going to finish behind the Jazz as well.
Yeah.
My team that I'm a little torn on there that was supposedly power ranked below the Jazz is the Houston Rockets.
Okay.
So the Houston Rockets were 22 and 60 last year. They made a ton of moves this offseason, though.
They did.
They signed Fred VanVleet, who is a scorer, man. Dude can play. They're paying him over $40 million a year. They paid Dylan Brooks $20 million a year to come add some defense. They had a veteran player in Jeff Green. And they also got a guy named Jock Landale. They lose KJ Martin, who's a good player. And then they draft Amen Thompson and Cam Whitmore.
Right.
So Amen Thompson's a great player. And Cam Whitmore may turn out to be one of the biggest steals of the draft where he was taken.
I'm not high on that kid. I've heard of the draft workouts when the Jazz had him in, where he literally walked out and was caught vaping in the locker room and then tried to hide it, and anytime, like he's one of those guys who his heart's not in the game, man. Like it's just not there, How
would it be to be that physically talented and just athletic as they come, and you can't get your head into the game to be successful?
Yeah, I don't know. Ask Ben Simmons. I'm pretty sure he has a pretty good idea.
I'm sure he could probably absolutely tell you.
The 4th team. Now I actually have 2. Let's go ahead and start with Minnesota.
Okay.
So Minnesota Timberwolves, I am saying that they are not going to finish above Utah this year. I just don't think that they have it.
I agree.
So you got Cat and Rudy. They have not worked out. They're only outscoring their opponents by 0.6 points per 100 possessions. They were 9-11 after the trade deadline last year. And that's really when if you're trying for the playoffs, you're ramping it up. But if you're not trying for the playoffs, you're not trying. Right. So that was kind of my key indication there that they had a losing record after the trade deadline. Their offense is terrible. They're averaging 106 points per 100 possessions. And their key move in the offseason so far was re-signing Naz Reid, 3-year, $42 million. Like that's I don't know how much more of a sample size you need from the Cat Rudy thing, unless you're planning on moving Cat in the middle of the season this year.
Never.
you know, which I think was what they need to do at this point.
They got to move one of them.
Yeah,
They
they're not
either need to
moving
get rid of Rudy.
They can't move Rudy.
They can't move Rudy.
They merged their entire future on Rudy, so they hopefully got to make sure that pays out. So their only play is to really move Cat.
And there's probably more legitimate interest in moving Cat as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, someone's going to take Cat before they're going to take Rudy.
Yeah.
You know, you just traded your whole next 5 years away on Rudy Gobert. So you better hope that the two work out.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, that team actually had a worse record after the trade deadline than Utah Jazz did, and they weren't even trying. So
yeah, the Jazz weren't trying at all.
So that's kind of where that's my first team that I'm picking that's going to finish below Utah. What do you got?
So I agree with you. I think Minnesota could really, really struggle to play good basketball this year. You know, we've seen it. You've seen by the product that they put on the floor that they do not have the pieces to make that all work.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see how it gets any better. The other team that I think is the New Orleans Pelicans. Is that who you got too?
That's who I got too.
So this all goes down to one very simple thing. Very simple.
I think I know where you're going on this.
And it is Zion Williamson cannot stay healthy. And without Zion Williamson, I don't think the Pelicans even have a chance to go over 500 this year.
And not only let's just say he is healthy. He's proven all this offseason that his off-the-court issues that he's having, that he cannot put basketball first in his mind.
Dude, they have the Pelicans are talented, dude.
Yeah,
they have a lot of talent on that roster. Brandon Ingram, CJ McCollum, Trey Murphy 3, Jonas Valanciunas, Jose Alvarado, Larry Nance Jr. Like, these are some big-time names for this team, dude. Like, these are all really talented players that have had solid NBA careers. They're solid role players. They're deep. But their success, in my opinion, hinders so much on Zion Williamson's ability to be healthy. I am just not putting all of my eggs into that basket. I'm not doing it.
Same. I do not see him not only being healthy, because he's only been healthy for more than 60 games, one season in his career, with all the stuff he's got going off the court. I don't think he's going to be able to put basketball first, which is also going to hinder that team. So
I agree.
So yeah, those are two teams on top of the other three teams that are already finishing below them. We believe the Jazz are going to finish ahead, which should put them in a play-in tournament.
Absolutely. I'm ready for the season to get started. Is it time for NBA basketball yet?
No, it's not even. Man. Yeah, you got another couple months there. Hopefully the NFL and college football will tie us over until we can start doing that. But again, folks, let us know in the comments down below. Did you like our takes on that? The teams we mentioned that we think the Jazz are going to finish ahead of as far as and make the postseason. Let us know what you agree if you agree with us, if you disagree with us, and if we missed anything, be sure to let us know in the comments down below. All right, folks. Once again, thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate it. As we mentioned before in a previous video, we are doing a giveaway. As soon as this channel is monetized, we were going to give away the first $500 that we get in AdSense revenue from Business Daddy, and we're going to give that away to 5 subscribers. Each subscriber is getting $100 each. So make sure you subscribe and keep watching for more.
Keep tuning in. We're excited to give it back to you guys.
Absolutely.
Yep. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like it, share it. Make sure you subscribe, smash that subscribe button, keep comment. We love interacting with you guys.
Also, if you're listening as a podcast, please rate and review. Once again, folks, my name is Darren. That is AJ. And this has been the DNA Sports Recap.
Till next time.
Did you see the hats? Did you see the merch? Check it out.
Yeah, check it. Let us know if you like it.
Absolutely. Comment down below.